Imagine settling in for your favorite late-night show, the kind of program that brings people together, families, friends, neighbors, sharing laughter and stories as the world outside grows quiet. The glow of the television fills the room, a familiar comfort at the end of a long day. But then, without warning, the screen goes dark. Confusion and disappointment ripple through the room. What just happened? Was it a technical glitch, or something more? Later you discover the truth. The station abruptly pulled the program after a government official quietly suggested that airing certain content might put their broadcasting license at risk. It wasn't a direct order, but the message was clear. Some things are better left unsaid. This scenario isn't just a dramatic story, it's a real dilemma the Supreme Court recently confronted. Where does legitimate government influence end, and unconstitutional coercion begin? How do we draw the line between guidance and pressure, between protecting the public and stifling free expression? The court's decisions reach far beyond the courtroom. They shape our daily lives in ways we might not always notice. From the rules that guide what charities can do to the freedoms we enjoy when helping others in our communities. Even the prices we pay for everyday goods are influenced by these rulings, as the court weighs in on regulations and economic freedoms that affect every consumer. The Supreme Court stands as the ultimate guardian of our rights, ensuring that government power is always exercised in service of the people, not at their expense. Beneath the complex legal language and centuries-old traditions, these rulings are fundamentally about fairness, freedom, and the boundaries of authority. They remind us that justice is not just an abstract concept, but a living principle that affects us all. In recent times, the court has delivered rare, unanimous 9-0 decisions, powerful moments of unity that send a clear message to the nation. Some freedoms are simply too fundamental to compromise, no matter the pressures of the moment. These landmark rulings remind us that the Constitution is not just a document, but a shared inheritance, one that protects every American, binding us together in the ongoing pursuit of justice and liberty. Supreme Court rulings often make headlines for their close votes, highlighting deep divisions, but a 9-0 decision is different. It's a statement of profound legal consensus. When all justices agree, it means the principle at stake transcends politics and is rooted in the Constitution. A unanimous ruling carries immense authority, providing clarity and stability that divided decisions cannot. It's like a referee's call everyone agrees on, clear, decisive, and unifying. These moments show that even in polarized times, there are fundamental truths about liberty and justice we all share. Unanimous decisions reaffirm the shared values that bind us as a nation. When the court rules 9-0, it's not just resolving a case, it's protecting the Constitution for everyone. The NRA versus Vulo case raised a fundamental question about the limits of government power and the protection of free speech in America. At its core, the case asked, can government officials use their authority to pressure or silence groups they personally disagree with, simply because they dislike their message or mission? In New York, after the tragic Parkland school shooting, state regulator Maria Vullo allegedly used her position to urge banks and insurance companies to distance themselves from the NRA. She reportedly suggested that those who continued to do business with the NRA might face increased regulatory scrutiny or trouble from the state. The NRA argued that this was not just persuasion, but outright government coercion, an attempt to punish the organization for its protected speech by threatening private companies with consequences if they didn't comply. The Supreme Court was faced with a difficult decision. Where does legitimate government persuasion end, and unconstitutional intimidation or coercion begin? The answer would have major implications for advocacy groups across the country. In a unanimous decision, the court sided with the NRA. The justices made it clear that government officials cannot use their power to coerce or pressure private parties into punishing or isolating groups simply because of their viewpoints, no matter how controversial those views may be. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, writing for the court, emphasized that if Vullo's alleged threats and pressure campaigns were proven true, they would amount to a clear violation of the First Amendment's guarantee of free speech and association. The Supreme Court sent the case back to the lower courts for further proceedings, but its message was unmistakable. The government cannot punish speech indirectly by targeting those who associate with or support disfavored groups. This landmark ruling sets a powerful precedent, protecting not just the NRA, but all advocacy organizations, left, right, or center, from government retaliation for their beliefs. The Supreme Court has now drawn a firm and unmistakable line between government persuasion and unconstitutional coercion, reinforcing the fundamental right to free speech for everyone. The Vullo decision protects everyone, not just the NRA. Imagine if officials could pressure banks to cut off any group they dislike: environmental, LGBTQ+, religious, or political. The potential for abuse would chill free speech everywhere. The ruling reaffirms that government can't pick winners and losers in the marketplace of ideas. Advocacy groups can now operate without fear of financial strangulation by hostile officials. This principle is vital today, as officials on both sides have threatened broadcasters and tech companies over content. The Vullo precedent is a shield for all voices, ensuring unpopular or dissenting groups are protected. In America, we debate ideas. We don't use government power to silence opponents. Another unanimous case tackled religious liberty: Catholic Charities versus Wisconsin. Catholic Charities, serving all in need, had long been exempt from state unemployment taxes. Suddenly, Wisconsin officials claimed the group wasn't religious enough for the exemption because it served everyone, not just Catholics. This put the state in the role of theological referee, judging what counts as real religious work. Catholic Charities argued this violated the First Amendment. Faith in action shouldn't be penalized. The Supreme Court agreed, ruling 9-0 that government can't decide what qualifies as religious expression. Justice Sotomayor wrote that serving the community is a direct expression of faith, not a secular act. The decision was a major victory for religious liberty, protecting faith-based groups from bureaucratic overreach. The government cannot be the arbiter of religious identity. The Supreme Court's decision in the Catholic Charities case sends a powerful message, protecting not just one organization, but thousands of faith-based groups across the country. These groups, rooted in diverse religious traditions, are now reassured that their missions can continue without fear of government interference or the threat of losing their legal status. Every day, these organizations provide essential care, whether it's feeding the hungry, sheltering the homeless, or offering comfort in times of crisis. Their work is deeply motivated by their beliefs, and now, thanks to this ruling, they can serve their communities openly and confidently, knowing their faith is recognized and respected by the law. If the court had ruled differently, the consequences could have been devastating. Many groups, Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and others, might have been told they weren't religious enough, risking penalties or even being forced to shut down. The fear of losing their ability to serve would have cast a shadow over countless communities. Without these vital exemptions, charities could be forced to close their doors, leaving food pantries empty and families without support. The people who rely on these services, the most vulnerable among us, would be the ones to suffer most. Yet, even with this clear Supreme Court decision, some state officials, like those in Wisconsin, are pushing to eliminate exemptions for all religious employers, challenging the very protections the court affirmed. This ongoing debate highlights the tension between state policies and federal precedent. The battle is far from over, but the unanimous ruling sets a strong and lasting precedent against religious discrimination. It sends a clear signal that faith-based service is valued and protected in our society. The court's message is unmistakable. Acts of service, performed by religious groups, are not just secular work. They are expressions of faith, woven into the fabric of community life. By protecting the right of religious organizations to serve in the public square, the court ensures that their unique contributions, rooted in compassion and conviction, will continue to enrich our communities. The fight for religious freedom and the right to serve continues, but with this decision, the legal foundation supporting faith-based organizations is stronger than ever, offering hope and stability for the future. Another major case before the Supreme Court asks, who controls the power to tax, Congress or the President? President Trump used emergency powers to impose tariffs, raising prices for consumers and businesses. The Constitution gives Congress, not the President, the power to levy taxes. Challengers argue that letting the President impose tariffs by decree upends the separation of powers. Legal experts predict a unanimous ruling against the administration, citing the major questions doctrine and past precedents. A 9-0 decision would reinforce that the president cannot create new taxes without Congress. This matters to everyone. Tariffs affect prices on everyday goods. The case is about ensuring major economic decisions are made by elected representatives, not a single executive. These cases, on speech, religion, and presidential power, show a Supreme Court united in defending democracy's core rules. In each, the court pushed back against government overreach, reminding officials their power has limits. The Vullo decision protects free expression from financial retaliation. Catholic Charities safeguards faith groups' right to serve without bureaucratic interference. The tariffs case will likely reaffirm that only Congress can tax the people. These rulings ensure government stays within constitutional boundaries, protecting ordinary Americans. When all 9 justices agree, it elevates principle above politics and strengthens the rule of law. In divided times, unanimous decisions offer hope and remind us of our shared constitutional values. The court's 9-0 rulings affirm that the Constitution, and the freedoms it guarantees, truly belong to all of us.